Hello, in this video we're going to be taking a quick look at the Wiley Fox Storm. The Storm is the second phone from the British-based manufacturer Wiley Fox and follows up on the Swift, which was released just about a month ago. The Storm is the larger model and we'll take a look at it now. So the box comes in the signature orange and black of the Wiley Fox brand, very similar to the Swift that we saw last month. And this box is also sealed, so obviously this one's been opened. If you get a box from your chosen retailer and this seal has been broken, have a word with them, because that should be completely intact. And as previously, the Cyanogen branding next to the Wiley Fox branding goes to show that we are using the Cyanogen OS, Cyanogen operating system, rather than the standard Android. It's very similar packaging to the Swift that we saw last month. Open that up and we have this nice translucent Wiley Fox presentation box with the phone presented rear side up, so we can see the orange branding, speaker grille, the Wiley Fox plastic logo and the camera. We just take this out and take a look at what's included. We have a soft bit of felt for the transportation, and underneath we have documentation, etc., all in here. And this little unit also contains the SIM tool, because unlike the Swift, the Storm doesn't have a removable back, so you'll have to use a little SIM pin tray this time round. We'll show that in just a moment. And a neat flat cable, so this is a flat USB cable. A few people mentioned on the Swift that the Swift USB port seemed to be slightly recessed on some of the early models. I've had a play. I personally use the Swift and have found that the Swift USB port is okay, but some early ones did seem to be recessed. The Storm, I've had a quick look at the USB port, seems a lot more raised than some of the Swift models do, so any of those USB issues shouldn't be affecting the Storm model. Now on the front we have a film which helps you to see a screen protector. It's going to be difficult to show a screen protector here, but I've just peeled it up on the top corner. So there is a screen protector applied to the Storm screen when you first use it. And to take a quick look at that SIM tray is our tool. Have a slightly different layout here to some other phones while the Wiley Fox is turning on. So SIM 1 is a micro SIM, as we can see here. That's a micro SIM. The second part of the tray, you've got a choice here. You can either use a micro SD card or you can insert a nano SIM vertically this way. So you can make the phone dual SIM, but if you do so you will sacrifice the micro SD external storage. To that end, the Storm has 32 gigs of built-in storage, so it's got an ample amount ready to go if you choose to go dual SIM. But that is one thing to be aware. That is one of the differences between the Storm and the Swift. The Swift, you could use 2 micro SIM cards and an SD card, not so on the Storm. So if we open up, update preferred SIM card, yes, because it's just changed that. And here we have the Cyanogen Android operating system with the Wiley Fox theme applied. And it's very similar to the Swift in terms of operation. One of the other differences we'll see is that it might be quite difficult to pick up on the camera. Here we have hardware soft buttons, so these aren't actually on the screen here on the Storm. And they light up, similar to Samsung and some of the older HTC models, so you get a full screen use. You can, in the setup of the phone, you can decide whether or not you want to use these or if you want to use the software keys. Using the software keys will of course create a small bar on the bottom and slightly reduce the amount of screen usage you get. The Storm has a 5.5-inch full HD screen as opposed to the Swift's 5-inch screen. The rear camera 20 megapixels as opposed to the Swift's 13 megapixels. You still get the dual LED flash, and the front camera is 8 megapixels as opposed to 5 on the Swift, with a front forward-facing flash there as well. Aside from that, there's very little difference in terms of what the software does. In fact, there's almost no difference in terms of what the software does. They both use Cyanogen 12.1, which has all the customization options we've spoken about previously. And there we have it. It's a very large, very powerful phone for just shy of £200. And if you're looking for something a little bit different, something slightly away from the standard Android world, and you're looking for a big screen phone with a decent battery life, I would recommend the Wiley Fox Storm.